Hello guys and welcome back to Excelsior Academy. So today I have brought a very important topic for you. So it is really important for those who have cleared their CSR exam and now they really want to pursue PhD under a very good supervisor at good research institute, right? So today I'm going to answer that very important question, that is how to find a research supervisor or professor after clearing your CSI net. सो ऑलरेडी एक पड़ाव आपने क्लियर कर लिया है, आपने सीएसआर एग्जाम क्लियर कर लिया है. नाउ यू आर अ जीआरएफ, राइट? अभी आपको चूज करना है कि अभी मैं करूं तो पीएचडी कहाँ करूं, करेक्ट ना? उससे बिफोर आई स्टार्ट, द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट यू शुड बी एबल टू लोकेट, रीलोकेट. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप महाराष्ट्र के हैं तो आपको सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र में ही ढूंढना है. अनलेस अंटिल कोई आपको बहुत पर्सनल इश्यूज हैं या नहीं जा सकते हैं तो ठीक है. बट इट इज ऑलवेज एडवाइजेबल, अगर आप दूसरी लोकेशन में रिलोकेट होने के लिए पॉसिबल है तो वो करके देखिए, ठीक है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन माई केस, लाइक आई डिड माई एमएससी इन कुसैट, राइट, एट कुसैट इन केरला. उसके बाद मैं प्रोजेक्ट के लिए दिल्ली गई, पीएचडी के लिए मैं महाराष्ट्र आई, राइट? सो आप you should be willing actually to relocate. So let's begin to answer your very important question. Okay, so first is know your research interest. See, जैसे ही आप डिसाइड करते हैं कि हाँ मुझे पीएचडी करनी है, तो आपको ये भी पता है कि आपको किस में करनी है, राइट? अभी देखो, जैसे कि देखा जाता है कि वर्ल्ड में देयर आर 3 मेजर डिसीजेस आर गोइंग ऑन, राइट? फर्स्ट इज द कैंसर, डायबिटीज एंड देन दी ओबेसिटी. तो आपको डिसाइड करना है कि आपको किस में इंटरेस्ट है. मैं ये नहीं कह रही आपको सिर्फ यही 3 टॉपिक में जाना है. यू कैन चूज योर ओन टॉपिक. सो हियर आई हैव शोन a list of the topics which you can actually you can actually select. So either you can go for the immunology, where you can study about the, see, recent pandemic situation. You can take, you might be getting interested into these virology. You wanted to study these structures or how exactly the viruses are functioning. So you should select a institute where you can go for the virology. Now virology, the moment you say, you the moment it should come to your mind, ठीक है, कि मुझे NIV जाना चाहिए. So NIV कहाँ पे है? पुणे में है. तो आपको ऐसे इंफॉर्मेशन मालूम होनी चाहिए, ठीक है? एनआईवी क्या है? नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वायरोलॉजी. ओके, नाउ इफ यू सपोज यूर इंटरेस्टेड इन बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स, अभी आपको बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स पसंद है, आपको एल्गोरिथम लिखना पसंद है, तो कौन से इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं जहाँ पे बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स कर सकते हैं? फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग, आजकल सारे रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट्स में बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स होता है. आप जो भी फील्ड में जाएंगे, बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स एप्लीकेशन होता ही होता है. बट अगेन, सपोज यू रियली वांट टू गो इनटू हार्डकोर बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स, देन द बेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूट्स विल बी IBAB, which is there in the Bangalore. ठीक है? Okay. Now suppose you want to go for dev bio. So dev bio work कहाँ पे होता है? Evolution है. For example, evolution is there. So evolution and ecology are always, correlated. तो इस तरह के lab आपको कहाँ मिल सकते हैं? For example, such labs you can find at ICER, Pune also. There is this wing of ecology evolution lab. So इसके लिए भी आप जा सकते हो. इसके लिए अगर आपके पास CSR भी नहीं है, then अगर आपने गेट क्लियर किया है ecology evolution में, तो भी आप इसमें ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? So the first thing is that you need to know your research interest. For example, in my case, I was always interested in the cancer biology. So when I got the topic, it was my idea, it was my intuition that how to divert, or how to take my project, how to take my PhD topic towards the cancer biology. So I did in that way. So आपको और बहुत सारे articles पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. You have to do a literature survey a lot. So before doing all this thing, you should know in which you are interested. ठीक है? You cannot say that I'm interested in this technique. You can never say like that. You will never be accepted in any research institute. आपको ये कहना है आपको किस टॉपिक में इंटरेस्ट है. सो अगर आप कहते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट अस से यू आर आल्सो इंटरेस्टेड इन द कैंसर बायोलॉजी, बट अगेन इन कैंसर बायोलॉजी, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कैंसर यू आर इंटरेस्टेड? स्किन हो गया, लिवर हो गया, पैनक्रियास हो गया, ब्रेन हो गया. इफ नॉट दिस, आइदर यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन ट्यूमर और रियली द मेटास्टासाइज्ड कैंसर स्टेज. आप कौन से में इंटरेस्टेड हैं? सो ये सब आपको मालूम होना चाहिए बिफोर यू प्रोसीड, ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि बस CSR हो गया है, अब तो मुझे कहीं पे भी PhD मिल जाए. Don't go with that attitude, because it is not going to help you in future in getting any jobs. Okay, so this was all about your first thing, that you need to know your first research interest. Okay, now moving on to the next is know and how about what kind of research you really want to do. Okay, and you really want to do, select and decide the specific area. So this is what I was just saying. So You can say cell biology. Okay. So initially, I can say that I'm interested in cell biology. But again, in cell biology, in which I am interested, either I am interested in autophagy, or I'm interested in cancer biology. Okay. Or I can also say that I'm interested in the cell communication or cell signaling. Now, now I know that I'm interested in the autophagy, so I'll take this. But autophagy किस में? Either you're interested in the eukaryotes or prokaryotes. So this clear distinction is also required. Okay? So this is how, again, in eukaryotes also, where you really want to study, whether you really want to study in the plants or in the animals. Prokaryotes, then what kind of species you're interested. So all these things should be clear in your head. Now, suppose if you like multiple research interests, now this happens when you're not sure कि आपको किस field में जाना है, ठीक है? So initially even I had this doubt, so I was also interested in the cancer biology and diabetes, but then when you narrow down your search, then you get to know. So initially what even I did was like I also took multiple research interests. I took the proteins and carbohydrates and lipids, and and their application towards the cancer biology studies. So how exactly I can start out. So basically, I can say that I was interested in cell biology, but I started with the biochemistry aspect. That is, like, I need to know about the proteins. I need to know about the lipids and carbohydrates, how to purify them, how to characterize them. And then only I can use these for the application in the cell biology, that is for the cancer biology. ठीक है? So आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Suppose multiple research interests हैं. आपको DNA vaccines में interested है. आपको CRISPR Cas9 टेक्निक में इंटरेस्टेड है, आपको इकोलॉजी एवोल्यूशन में इंटरेस्टेड है, ठीक है? आप क्या करो, make a short notes and reports on that. Now when I say short notes, इसका मतलब क्या, what exactly you are interested. Now reports on that मतलब अब तक कितना काम हो चुका है, ठीक है? So you will get the research articles in the net. You can find out what is going on in latest, because when you go for the interview or interview panel ke samne, if you say that I'm very much interested in the autophagy which is happening in the eukaryotes and blah blah blah, so you need to know what is actually happening latest in that field. Okay, with this you should also know who is a Nobel laureate who got Nobel prize in the field of the autophagy. So aise bahut sari cheezein aate hain, so you have to actually prepare a lot. Okay, now because it's always good to have 2-3 research interests in the starting. See, the thing is that you have just completed your MSc or maybe took a gap and all, but you are not trained to supervise anything. You are not at that level. You're going to learn all this thing during your PhD, right? So during your PhD duration, you're going to study all this thing. So that's why it's okay, and it is always good that you have 2-3 interest. ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपको इसमें भी इंटरेस्ट है और फिर दूर तक दूसरे सब्जेक्ट में इंटरेस्ट है. थोड़ा बहुत तो सिमिलैरिटी होना चाहिए. एंड व्हेन यू से दैट आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस, ऑफ कोर्स यू नीड टू नो इन डीप the details about that particular thing. ठीक है? So for example, if I say that I'm interested in the apoptosis. Now, in the apoptosis, what kind of techniques are used to understand, to visualize the apoptosis, or what kind of dyes are used, what cell lines are used. So, ऐसे सारे आपको knowledge होनी चाहिए, ठीक है? So, it's very important that you should know in what you are really interested, because this is the first question. All the interview panel, in the interview panel, everyone is going to ask this, ठीक है? Okay. So, moving on to the next. So make a list of research institutes or organizations depending upon your interest. Now, since I knew where actually I was interested, so what I did, I started making the list. And for me, I was very much interested to relocate also. So I didn't have any problem with my family that, that you should be in this particular state only and don't go other states. So I didn't have that issues. I know nowadays the corona pandemic is still there. Vaccines are there in the market, but still you need to take the precautions. But it's not like lockdown is there. You can't go anything like that. Okay, nothing is there. So you can actually relocate. So what I did was like, say, for example, I'm interested in the cancer biology. Okay. Guys, you will see most of the examples of cancer biology because this was my area. Okay, this is my area, not was. It is my area. So now I know that cancer biology I'm interested. So what all institutes are there at which all these kinds of work are going on? So NCCS, right? Again in Pune. ICER Pune. Then AgTrek. This is especially for the cancer cell line studies. This is at the Khargar. Right? Then at NCL. again Pune. So I mean, this I'm giving examples from the Maharashtra because I did everything in Maharashtra. So there are many other institutes are there. In Bangalore also you can go. So you have got the JNCSAR. So over there also you can go. The cell line studies are going on. And yes, in Delhi IGIB is there, ICGEB is there. Then what else is there? NII is also there. There also you can go, and many institutes actually can go for the cancer studies. Yeah, it's in south, RGCB is there, that is Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. So if suppose I know that I can go to these different states, and I'll apply to these institutes and willing to go for the interviews. Okay, so I have been to IIT Kanpur also and IIT Bombay also. So I've been to over these places where all these cell line studies were going on. So now once I have the research interest, okay, I have the research interest. अब मेरे पास research institutes भी है जहाँ पे मुझे जाके interviews देने हैं, right? Now, prepare now a list of scientists or professor under whom you would like to do PhD. Start mailing them, let them know that you're interested. Now, so this is very important because ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप जाओगे randomly कहीं पे interview दोगे and they will take you. It's not like that because the competition is very high nowadays. So what you have to do is, like, for example, I'm interested to do cancer biology at ACTREC. ठीक है, तो मैं क्या करूंगी? I'll go with the list of the scientists and I'll read their profile page, like what kind of work they are doing. So whether they are targeting DNA, protein, or whatever molecules they are targeting, I'll read everything. I'll try to understand. It's not like everything you can understand at this stage, right? Because you need experience to understand all these things. But from reading, at least you'll understand what kind of work they are doing. Even though you're not understanding the techniques, but a kind of, you will get the glimpse, like क्या काम चल रहा है उस lab में. ठीक है. Now, for example, I'm interested in one particular lab. Okay, इसमें बहुत सारा bioinformatics है, इसमें wet lab भी है, so I just want both of them. So I'll search such lab. Now I got that lab. What I'll do, the PI, that is the principal investigator, I'll mail them saying that I have cleared my CSR exam and I got this much rank. This is my MSc dissertation project PDF. This is my MSc transcripts are there. I'm really interested in your lab. So is there any vacancies there or not? ठीक है, आपको ये भी पता करना है कि एक्ट्रिक में एग्जाम हुए, PhD एग्जाम हुए या नहीं हुए. अगर हुए हैं तो आपने क्लियर किया या नहीं किया है तो उससे पहले आप उस पर्टिकुलर साइंटिस्ट से पूछ सकते हैं whether there is a vacancy or not. ठीक है, so all this you need to do. It's a kind of, it's like a homework. ठीक है, so it's not only for the ACTREC, but if suppose I'm interested in the other 5 institutes, let us say that I'm also interested in the CDRI Lucknow. ठीक है, so again I'll go to the faculty page. I'll see what professors are there, what kind of work they are doing. I'll select them. I'll read the profile page. I'll understand. I'll try to understand कि किस तरह का काम चल रहा है. If I'm interested, and I'll mail them. ठीक है. Now, send separate and distinct mails to them. आपको ये नहीं करना, cut copy paste नहीं करना है. ठीक है. More than cut copy paste, आपको forward नहीं करना है. Dear sir, madam लिख के same mail 10 scientists को from the same institute, you don't have to do it because आपको उस mail में किस तरह से लिखना है that dear so and so person. ठीक है, so you have to write the name of that scientist also. आप सिर्फ sir madam sir slash madam करके नहीं कर सकते because that will give you that the scientist will understand that आपने randomly सबको भेजा है. वो नहीं करना है. So आपको क्या करना है, respected name of the scientist, and then subject, of course you are going to write that whether asking for the vacancy or joining the lab and all, you can put into the subject, and then write that's I am so and so, cleared CSA net. I have gone through your page and I'm really interested to work under your I'm sorry, I am really interested to work under your guidance. आप इस तरह से लिखिए, ज्यादा बटरिंग नहीं करना है. ठीक है, it looks very cheesy and they will understand. And at the end of the mail you have to share your CV also and make it be simple and handy. इतना बड़ा चढ़ा के लिखने की जरूरत नहीं because no one is going to read your CV. CV is your, brief of everything what you have done till now. So just write in such a catchy words कि उसको ऊपर से पढ़ते ही ऐसा लगे कि हाँ बंदा बहुत brilliant है and hard working है. ठीक है, so do that. Suppose you are interested in 10 labs, 10 scientists, write them 10 different mail. ठीक है, you have to mention the mail also, आप इस तरह का काम कर रहे हैं तो इसलिए मुझे इसमें इंटरेस्ट है. If you write the same mail to everyone, they'll understand, because sometimes what you've written in the mail is not matching with what they're doing. तो इससे क्या होगा, उनको पता चल जाएगा आपने सेम मेल सभी को भेजा है, तो ऐसा नहीं करना है, ठीक है? So mail them separately. Now finally wait for their response. कुछ साइंटिस्ट बहुत जल्दी रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं और कुछ कभी नहीं करते हैं. सो हैव पेशेंस. एंड पीएचडी का पहला लेटर पी से पेशेंस ही आप समझ लीजिए, इफ यू रियली वांट टू डू पीएचडी. सो हैव सो मच पेशेंस. ठीक है, कोई रेस्पॉन्स नहीं कर रहा है, इट्स ओके. आप उनको बग नहीं करना, पीछे नहीं पड़ना कि अभी तक रिस्पॉन्ड क्यों नहीं किया है, आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर रिप्लाई. डोंट डू दैट, ओके? जस्ट से दैट eagerly waiting for your response in your first email. अगर वहां से कोई रिस्पॉन्स आता है, हाँ या ना आएगा, ज्यादा से ज्यादा ना आएगा, स्टिल से थैंक यू. हाँ आएगा, देन यू कैन प्रोसीड लाइक एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू हैव टू डू सो दैट यू कैन जॉइन द लैब. ठीक है, ओके. So this is just the example I'm showing that just put the institute name in the net. So you can put, as you can see over here, Actric I have put. Okay, now this page will come. Under this, you can go to the faculty. So once you go to the faculty, like research में जाके basic and translation clinical is there. So you can, like for example, I'm very much interested in the application level, right? So I'll go to the translation and the clinical. So faculty I'll go. Now once I go to the faculty, I will get the list of the scientists who are working at Actric under this category. Now I'll go and I'll see, okay, I'll read so all these PIs are there. So randomly I'm gonna select one person for you. So let us say I'll just talk about the Dr. Prasanna Venkatraman. So yeah, I have met her. I was also working with her in the same institute. So this is just an example, okay? So you will get this page. Now you can study what kind of research interest she is. Okay, so that's what she must be doing in her lab. So you can see over here, she is interested in doing protein-protein interactions, typify physical signaling regulatory networks about the cellular responses, and she also study about the mutations, post-translation modifications, subcellular boundaries, etc. So cancer cells exploit these to rewire networks to maintain the mosaic correlations that allow them to survive. So आप जैसे इसको पढ़ते ही जाएंगे, आपको थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया आएगा कि किस तरह का काम चलता है. ठीक है, देन करंट एक्टिविटीज इंक्लूड. तो ये जो टॉपिक्स जो नीचे दिए गए, इस पे करंटली रिसर्च चल रहा है. ठीक है, तो इसके इनके अंडर पोस्ट डॉक भी होंगे, पीएचडी स्टूडेंट्स भी होंगे, ट्रेनीज भी होंगे जो इन सब पे काम कर रहे होंगे. सो यू कैन जस्ट गो थ्रू एंड अंडरस्टैंड, एंड देन यू कैन गो टू हर वेब पेज. सी यू कैन सी दैट लैब वेबसाइट. आप यहाँ पे क्लिक करेंगे तो आपको ये पेज आएगा. Now over here again you can talk about what kind of paper they have published, उनकी गैलरी में कौन कौन है, कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उसमें वैकेंसी है या नहीं. तो ये सब आपको इस पेज में पता चलेगा. Now from this itself you can understand that this PI is actually working on both wet lab as well as the bioinformatics work. ठीक है, so if you're interested you can join this lab or any other lab. I mean, choice is yours. So I'll go to over here, this symbol. ठीक है, so what will happen, I'll get her contact details. So I'll have the number also, I'll have her both IDs are there. Okay, so I can, so if I'm interested, I'll just mail her saying that I'm interested in your lab to work, I have cleared my exam and all. So you can say in that way. So guys, make sure that whenever you are applying for the, or you are finding your supervisor, please make sure that you're giving them the priority. Okay, so you're showing your sincere effort, you're showing their sincere interest in their lab. So if suppose she gets interested by looking at your CV and from your mail, so she might call you, and then there will be, I mean, depending on the lab and all, there will be a rotation or interviews, whatever. So the PhD mantra I'm going to give you, guys, if you're really prepared for your PhD journey. So first thing is, like, whether it is your supervisor or whether it is your PhD topic itself, you need to list the topics. आपका गाइड आपको बताएगा कि ये आपका टॉपिक है, आपको ये काम करना है. तो जो भी टॉपिक होगा, डिवाइड दैट टॉपिक इनटू सब टॉपिक्स. स्टार्ट गैदरिंग द इन्फॉर्मेशन. दैट गैदरिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन मतलब आपको लिटरेचर सर्वे करना होगा, आपको बहुत पढ़ना पड़ेगा कि इंडिया में कैसा काम हुआ है, अब्रॉड में कैसा काम हुआ है, हर तरह का काम आपको पढ़ने होंगे. देन यू नीड टू फॉर्मुलेट द सर्चेस. इसका मतलब कि यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि मुझे किस तरह के सर्च और करने हैं और किस तरह के एक्सपेरिमेंट्स में कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो वंस यू डू ऑल दीज एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, यू आर गोइंग टू गेट दी रिजल्ट्स. जो आपको रिजल्ट्स मिलेगा, आप उसको एनालाइज करेंगे. ठीक है, एनालाइज करेंगे, अगेन यू जस्ट डिवाइड इट, एंड आपको ये करते रहना है जब तक आपकी पीएचडी पूरी नहीं होती है. ओके, सो guys, this was all about like finding a supervisor. आपको कोई भी डाउट है, even after clearing CSIR, there are many students who are not able to join any lab for PhD and उनका base चला जाता है. Even though validity is there for 2 years for CSIR, but I will always suggest that as soon as possible, जैसे ही आपका CSI clear हो, जस्ट ज्वाइन इमिडिएटली, बिकॉज जितना ज्यादा आप डिले करोगे उतना ज्यादा आप कंपटीशन लेवल आपका बढ़ा रहे हो, बिकॉज उसी बैच में आपका तो डिले हुआ है बट उस साल और भी बच्चे क्लियर करेंगे, सो कंपटीशन लेवल और हाई हो जाएगा. ठीक है. सो या, so guys, any doubts are there, so please comment me, and keep watching Excelsior Academy. I'll try my level best to bring more information so that it becomes easy for you guys to carry out your PhD. And yes, don't take stress. All the best.